In today's video, we are checking out one of the best superhero mods available, giving you the chance to become Minecraft's very own Scarlet Speedster, aka The Flash, with a whole experiment to gain your powers, a bunch of different suits to pick from, and of course, being able to control the Speed Force. So, let's just jump straight into it. Okay, and we are back with another hero video, and this time it's all about the fastest man alive. And if you know anything about The Flash, you know that he pretty much gets his powers by being struck by lightning. But before we're able to break the sound barrier, we're gonna need to do some science. And don't worry, because this isn't actually too complicated, so to do any kind of science, we want to grab a lab coat just like this one. And the way that we actually gain the Flash's powers is like a 4 or 5 step process, so let me show you what I'm talking about. The first step is grabbing yourself a flask right here, and the recipe for this is just 7 pieces of glass, so pretty simple stuff. And what you want to do with this flask is actually try and find yourself a sculpt block just like this one, because if we go up to it and right click, there we go right there, we do actually get dark matter. So once you've collected the dark matter in the flask right there, that's what it will look like. You want to come over to the brewing stand, and this is where it gets a little bit expensive. So if you go ahead and throw that in the bottom slot right there, the one thing that we are going to need to make this work is some nether stars. You know, science isn't cheap, especially the equipment, so definitely get your hand on a couple of these if you can, along with some blaze powder, and then this is going to slowly brew over time. And when it finishes, it will actually purify it into pure dark matter right there. And I will say that those first 2 parts are the most expensive and most annoying to get, so it's pretty much just a breeze from here. Where we get a bunch of iron and 2 pieces of glass, throw the little dark matter thing in the middle, and you'll be given the super compressed dark matter vial. And for now, you just want to hold on to this until you complete this next step, which is getting the rocket capsule, which again, the recipe for this compared to the first steps are a hell of a lot cheaper when it comes to the recipes. And then it is as simple as combining these 2 in a crafting table to get the dark matter capsule. And that's pretty much it, apart from creating the spatial anomaly reactor. But yeah, that uses more dark matter stuff and all that, so definitely not too bad to craft. So once we have the completed dark matter capsule, we want to head to the roof or any outdoor space, give that a right click, throw the dark matter in there, and then you want to hit launch. But I will say that if you're not actually wearing a lab coat, you won't be able to actually press this button or get it to launch or anything like that. So definitely make sure you're wearing a lab coat, you know, safety comes first. And then all we need to do is press launch dark matter capsule right here, give that a click, and check this out. There you go. So it's going to throw that into the atmosphere right there. Some really, really sick sound effects. And some very ominous sound effects as well. And then it will actually start to storm right here. You've got all these really cool like dark matter particles all over the place. It looks really, really sweet. And then you pretty much just play the waiting game until, yep, that happens right there. We actually get struck by lightning. As you see, we're like completely like knocked out right there on the floor. Got all the electricity going around us. We slowly rise back up, and there you go. We got the advancement, becoming the impossible. At which point we can just throw away the lab coat because we definitely don't need that anymore. So now I can show you some of the powers that we actually got from that. So if I go ahead and press the keybind to activate the speed right here, you can see we get a little lightning bolt in the corner, and this can actually be added to or decreased depending on how fast you want to go. And you can probably tell from this FOV that we're going to be going pretty damn quick. So at level 1 right here, we are going to be able to run a pretty decent speed straight off the bat right here. And you can see that every time we actually stop or want to change directions, we do like a little like sliding animation, which looks really, really sweet. But if we bump this up to level 2 right here, of course we go even quicker than before. And finally, the 3rd level right here, which is the quickest. And with the last speed level that you can achieve, I've come to the airport, so I don't actually run into anything. And so if we actually take off right here on the 3rd level, you will realize that eventually we do actually break the speed barrier. Look at that. But if you want to break the sound barrier or take off in a more cinematic way, if we start to sprint and then we actually hold shift, there we go right there. We do like the classic like about to take off pose. And then whenever you're ready, you just let go of shift. And there you go, you break the sound barrier straight away, and you're pretty much going full speed straight away right here. So some other really cool passive abilities we get as the Flash is that we can actually leap. Just like that, we do like a super jump. We can even perform some really cool tricks like wall running right here and jumping right back off. It looks super cool. You know, just to help you get around the city a little bit easier. Another really cool ability that we can do is we can actually vibrate. Just like that. Looks actually so sick when we use that ability. So if I was to go in survival mode right here and get hit by some of these skeletons, and then we go ahead and press the vibration ability, we'll actually shake all those off and grab them in our infantry right there. And I'm pretty sure if we actually use this, we can actually phase. Yep, there we go. A state of cellular excitement right there. I'm pretty sure we can even phase through the floor as well. Yep, we can. Oh, yeah, we can even phase through the floor. And then when we do have the speed activated, any punch that we actually throw at anybody, we're going to get multiple hits in because we are going to be doing like speed punches right there. But let's just say we have a horde of zombies coming after us. You'll see that if we actually start spamming our punches right here, eventually, the quicker that we actually click, the more damage we're going to do. So if we just keep spam clicking these, they are going to get a sonic boom. And it's going to basically do like an area of attack every time. Just like that. But let's say you want to take a more passive approach. You know, you don't want to kill anybody. You just want to kind of disarm them. And so if we go in survival mode right here and get all their attention, if you actually run in the middle of them and then hold the speed blitz, we will actually completely disarm them And you'll see right there that none of them literally have a crossbow right there. They're all on the floor. And these guys right here, even though we're in survival, they are literally not going to be able to do anything. Or if you prefer the lethal approach, you can bump your speed all the way up to the max, do the same thing. And yeah, you'll pretty much just start throwing everybody out, breaking their necks one by one, until there's literally nobody left right here. And yeah, it's not a bad way to get crossbows either. And if you know a decent amount about the Flash, you know that his metabolism is pretty crazy. So the best option you have as the Flash is to eat as many calories as possible, as fast as possible. Which is where we can actually get the hyper calorie power bar right here, which is actually made of 6 cakes. So yeah, quite a bit of crafting in there, but they will definitely hold you over if you're in a big battle. So definitely recommend that. And you can see when we hover over this that it does say, I wouldn't eat this without hyper metabolism, because if you don't actually have the Flash powers or a fast metabolism like that, yeah, you're just going to end up throwing up and pretty much just starving yourself anyway. So after messing around with all those different abilities, now it's time to move on to the suit. To which we get the classic Flash suit right there. You see the emblem on the chest. We get the reverse one. We even have zoom right here as well. Looking absolutely manic right there. We have the variant of Kid Flash right here. We have the impulse suit. And then we also have a super high-tech version of that first one over there. And so to create any of these suits right here, you will actually need to make some thermo weave fiber, because as you'll probably find out if you are wearing regular armor and you're running around at top speed, it will literally just break, like instantly just break off you. So you definitely need to craft this stuff if you actually want to wear armor whilst you're running around. And the recipe for this is actually pretty simple. It's just some iron and some string, and then you want to pick up some basic leather armor, surround it with the thermo weave right here. And that goes the same with the chest, the legs, or even the boots right here. Throw those in the fabricator just like that. Hit fabricate. And there you go right there. You can see the machine like weaving together the suit, as well as dropping the classic Flash logo on it right there as well. And then when it's finished, you go ahead and right click. And you can see right there, that's how we get the suit. Which if you're a regular to the channel, you might have assumed that it doesn't work with my skin, and you'd be completely right on that. But just like we see in the comics and the shows when it comes to actually suiting up, this mod actually adds in Flash rings right there. Check that out. And these come in all different variations for the suits that I just showed you, so you can have whichever one you like. And so if you actually go ahead and right click while you got it, you do sort of prime it, you hold it out in front of you right here. It looks pretty damn cool. You can even see the little lightning bolt on that as well. It's so sick. And then you go ahead and release right click. And then it will actually shoot out the suit on the floor right there in front of you, depending on which one you went for. Which from the first person view, it does look like this. Just sort of shoot it out, you get all the lightning bolt sort of like particles as well. But if we go ahead and activate our speed right there and do the same thing, once we actually shoot this out and then speed through it, we will actually put the suit on just like that. And yeah, my skin is really not cut out for these superhero mods, I swear. But just like I said before, this does work with any of the suits. So once again, it is your choice on which suit you want to go with. And some of these even have a really sick heads-up display just like this. So you've actually got the blocks per second on the left there telling you how quick you're going, as well as having the chords on the top there and what direction you're going to be facing. So if I head back to the lab right here, I can show you guys how to actually enter the Speed Force. Here we go. And this is where some of the recipes get a little bit more expensive again, as we're going to be wanting to make a dark matter kinetic energy core right here, which is made from a bit of gold, a couple of diamonds, and some of these star capacitors, as well as some classic dark matter in the middle there as well. And then combining that along with some shards, some iron, and some gold, and that will get you the kinetic dark matter generator, which slots really nicely into our chest slot right here in the Curios menu. There you go, you can see it on our skin right there. So it actually surrounds like the chest logo right there, and even has some really cool modeling on the back as well. And yeah, for this to work properly, we definitely need to head back to the airport. So to actually travel through the Speed Force, you are going to have to basically break the sound barrier and just keep going at that speed. So you can't actually bump into any blocks or anything, so you will need some open ground to do this. So if we go ahead and activate our speed, there you go right there. You might be able to see it on the top left. We do have the dark matter conversion at 0%. So if we go ahead and do a classic takeoff right here, and you'll see that because we broke the sound barrier straight away, the number is slowly going to be ticking up. And that's literally just a game of making sure that you don't hit any blocks or lose any sort of speed at all. And you know you'll be doing it correctly if there's a bunch of lightning strikes happening all around you, which looks so cool when you're actually running at the speed with all the lightning bolts. It looks so good. So we just keep going. We're on 77% right there. We just keep pushing it. And there we go. We get a few more effects happening right here. So it does get really, really intense the more that you do this. At 91%, 92, 93. We've even got like a little companion right here to join us. Look at this. And eventually we will enter the Speed Force right here. Now this doesn't actually work with shaders, I don't think, so I had to turn them off real quick, but look how sick this looks. And then eventually you will be teleported across dimensions. So in this case we got the end, but I'm pretty sure you can even get the nether dimension as well. So yeah, if you wanted to travel dimensions in style, that is definitely the best way to do it. So that's going to cut it for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this one. I probably missed out a bunch of really cool features as I normally do, but if you enjoy the Flash, I would honestly say there's no better mod than this one. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, comment, or even consider subscribing if you're new here. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.